What a time
to be alive.
You and yours.
Versus me and mine.
I don't have one.
Versus me and mine.
No. I don't have you.
So you're telling me if I get on this basketball court or on a diamond and it's time to rock, I can't pick you?
Yeah, because I'm not a rock.
Okay, elaborate.
You said when it's time to rock.
Mm-hmm.
I don't rock.
What do you do?
I shut up and dribble.
Welcome to another episode of The Savages in the Box. It is I, your fellow savage, Nefty, here with my fellow savage. What are you doing?
Oh, it just happened.
What are you doing, bro?
Like
this is why you can't be in charge of things.
Oh, that just pissed me off.
Yeah, that's what you get. But anyways, here with my fellow savage to the right of me. Everybody give a round of applause to your favorite new father. Your favorite new stepdaddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't yeah like that again. Don't do that.
Yo,
No?
When you're a father to be and
To be?
Yeah, bro. What they do? Gotta put a ring on it.
Everybody, let's give a round of applause to your boy, Eli. Okay. And like I said before, it is I, Nefty. Welcome to another episode. But most importantly, let's give a round of applause to you guys, the listeners and the watchers tuning in right now. We truly appreciate it. Being that you're here, let's take 2 seconds, because literally that's all it takes. Let's take 2 seconds of our time and just hit the subscribe button if you haven't just yet. 80% of our listeners aren't subscribed, and we want to change that drastically. But let's have a little kind of goal. Let's get the 80% down to 70%, and then we work from there. So if you are still tuning in right now, hit that subscribe button. And make sure you guys also like the video, because it allows the algorithm gods to know that you like this type of podcast, that you like this content,
yes,
okay?
Sir.
We do have a jam-packed episode for you guys, okay?
Yeah.
And it's going to be a little bit different, okay? If you guys are here for sports, do me a favor. Fast forward. Fast forward about an hour and a half. We are going to get to the goofy shit early.
Yeah.
Because right at this moment, we are watching Game 5 of the NBA Finals. So by the time that we get to our second half of the episode, we are going to break down Game 5. And there's another game that we also, not really historically, but something is happening in another game that we also want to speak about. So we're going to leave that for the end of the pod. We are going to get to the shenanigans early. Super early. Now,
yes.
I just mentioned that this is everybody's favorite father. So I kind of want to ask you a question, Eli. Recently, there's been a leak, I guess, so to speak, that Duke Dennis is a father. Not too sure how many kids. Okay, he might have stated it. Maybe the internet stated it. I don't really, until the day that me and Duke Dennis meet face to face and we have a serious conversation, I'm just gonna roll with the punches. Okay, I'm not gonna believe or disbelieve anything that's being said. But that makes me or leads me to the question I have in hand, and that is,
okay,
if you are speaking to someone and said person is a parent, what is the limit or the maximum amount of kids said person can have for you to continue dating, if not abort mission?
I think one.
Okay.
I think one is sufficient. I think two is tough. I feel like one is a lot of work, but I think with two, even three, I feel like it's tough.
Okay.
I think the most my heart can do is one.
The most my heart
to do is one. Two, I think it takes a lot. It takes to join another, I guess, family per se and make it one whole.
Okay.
I think it's tough. I think it's tough in itself. So I think I would be able to do one, or can handle one. I think two would be pushing my limits.
So my answer is kind of two-parted. I think kids-wise, two is probably maximum. Two, because one is all right. I can even deal with two. Once we're pushing more than two, now I'm like, yeah. Because as we all know, I already have one myself. So now if you have two, that means we have three.
Three,
And the way things are going economically here, bro.
Yeah. What we doing?
I'm thinking with my pockets. Sorry. Okay? Now, the other half of my answer is I have a limit of one baby father.
Okay.
Because maybe said woman has two kids, and which is under the limit of kids that I would, I guess, accept.
Yeah.
But if the two kids each have their own father, equaling two different baby dads, now I'm like, damn, I gotta deal with two dudes.
That's a lot of marination right there, bro.
Yo, don't tell me, don't use the word marination in this situation, okay? Don't do that.
I'm just saying.
It sounded like you were about to say something, so that's why I gave you the floor. But
no, two's tough.
Two baby dads is tough. Let me tell you, and I've dealt with something like that.
Really,
and actually, it was literally the same scenario. Said person had two kids, and each kid had their own father.
Wow. Yikes.
Not for Ray.
Yeah, it's tough. That's two different schedules you got to deal with.
Well, technically, we're dealing with three.
Yeah.
And if we're separating me and my partners, because I'm pretty sure our schedule is not going to align 100%, now we're dealing with 4 separate schedules. No.
Yeah, because you got different rotations of weekends, days. Yeah.
Now it's either I got to deal with both dudes, and I'm not saying that the dudes are assholes or anything. I'm just saying just the fact that I got to deal with two dudes is they could be the nicest guys in the world, but yo, if I'm ready to crack both of y'all baby moms and I'm waiting for y'all to pick up these damn kids, that means I got to wait for both of y'all to show up, take these kids. Let me not say damn kids. Excuse me. For you guys to pick up your gifts from heaven. All right, let's say it that way. Yeah. Right, your gifts from heaven. I got to wait for both of y'all to show up, pick up these kids, then kind of set the mood and stuff, and then get the cracking. Now that's if it's the same weekend. If we're also alternating weekends, like one baby dad got this weekend and then the other baby dad, now I gotta see at least one of y'all every weekend.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. I did not think of that.
Yeah, well, now, especially in our age, it's no longer, we're not meeting, we're not meeting guinea pigs anymore.
Yeah, no.
It's not tadpoles that we're seeing that we are linking up anymore.
Yeah.
These are full-fledged frogs that might have already had families.
I miss the tadpoles.
I don't know how to... Would you prefer... Okay, now this leads me to another question now that you just said that. Do you prefer a tadpole or do you prefer someone a little bit older with some experience?
Oh, nah. See, if with preference, give me the mom, bro.
Give me Mama Dukes.
Give me Mama Dukes and them jeans. And always preference back to the mom jeans, bro.
That's a fact. You're absolutely right. Listen, I'm going to let you know something right now. The tadpoles... Because now the tadpoles, even though they're... No way he's just going to snatch them like that. Yeah, the tadpoles, even though, they're young or whatever. Well, listen, I'm just going to speak from like 22 years old to like 29. Those are what I'm going to refer to the tadpoles. Anything under than that, I don't... What girl? I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
The tadpoles... Wow, that was a deep breath. The tadpoles, that was actually oh my gosh, that was a healthy deep breath. Yo, my lungs were like, yes, boy. Yeah, the tadpoles, they even though, they're in the same age range, they are looking older and older, looking a little bit more womanish.
Yeah.
So, I can understand, even though I still think it's a little creepy, I can understand maybe a guy in our age talking or linking with someone that's maybe like 25, 26. I can get it. I get it a little bit. Don't get me wrong. But then I've been having conversations with a few that they're in their 30s. And one of them is actually, she's in her 40s. She's 41, so not deep in her 40s. And I'm like,
oh man.
I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Experience, they got things already established, or they know what they want. We don't got to play around the bush. I don't got to deal with I got a freaking psychology paper I need to...
Why you can't play in the bushes?
Not playing bushes. It's cool. I got no problem with bushes. Yes. Yeah. You should see me in Fortnite. I'm the one hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, always in the bush, baby. See, it leads me to another question, but we're gonna leave that for another day.
Let's go.
But Yeah, I think the mature, again, I'm not calling any women / girl in that age range immature. I'm just referring because they're a little bit older. I don't want to use the word old.
Yeah,
You know?
they don't want to say that either.
So a little bit more mature women that are in their 30s, even early 40s, yeah, that's where I'm rocking right now.
Yeah. No,
That's what
I
I'm
get
rocking.
you. I get it.
What's the oldest that you ever dated?
Dated? Nah, I don't think I've ever. Oldest?
Significant difference in age.
Like maybe like 2 years older.
We can move on. We can move on.
Yeah.
We can move on. It's all right.
Yeah,
I won't partake in this activity then.
Finagled? Yeah.
You know the discrepancy we had in you had 3 weeks and I had 1 week? Yeah.
Yeah. No, leave that alone there, brother. That was like telepathy at its own. But I get in trouble for that one.
Okay, all right.
That leads me to my question, brother. You got a question, I got a
question. For those that really want to know, 15 years older than me.
15? Dios mío.
I was 19, she was 34.
Oh, that's not okay.
Or maybe I was 20, and then she was 35. It was one of those two. I know where I was, and I was... Oh, wait, I might have been... No. Yeah, 1920. Never mind.
Damn.
Yeah, around 1920. I might have been already, like... I kind of want to say I might have been touching 21, but I don't know if I could go that far.
Nah.
I think I was around the 1920.
1920.
What up? My bad, bro. You said you had a question for me now?
I did. A little scenario that I wanted to bring up.
Scenario. That was a bad pass.
Yeah, that was terrible. I had to bring something up. All right. This is like you have to answer. We're at this place where they're like, hey, it's locked up.
Okay.
Closed doors behind us. We're trying to get into Gateway of Heaven. We're left with two scenarios at the door. It's me and you. We're next to each other. We're trying to get in. Here's the question.
Okay.
Would you rather? He goes, hey, would you rather combine dangalangs and get an average, or roll the dice? And the dice is 1 dingalang, 2 dingalang, 3 dingalang, 4 dingalang, or a 9-inch dingalang.
Okay.
Which one are you choosing?
Okay, so let me... Now, we each roll the die?
No. He asked you a question. He's like, hey, you two, you combine average of your dangling and you walk into the door.
That's option A.
Option A.
Okay.
Option 2 is you roll the dice.
Yeah.
On this dice, you have the possibility of getting 1 inch.
1, 2, 3, 4, or 9.
4, 5, or 9.
Oh, wait. Inches, not danglings.
Just inches. So they're going to, again, I'll clarify. They're going to combine our inches into an average. That's what we get. And then we walk in.
We're only rolling once, and that answer will work for both.
No.
Oh.
You roll, that's what you get. Okay. I roll, that's what I get. Gotcha. And then we roll back in.
Okay.
Are you rolling or are you averaging?
I'm rolling the dice. I'm rolling the dice.
You don't trust me, bro? He said 6'4". I get it. He was like, nah, I can't. You gotta roll the dice. I get it.
This is my thing, bro.
Oh, let me.
This is my thing.
He said 1 through 5. Yeah, nah, I'm running 9. Yeah, let's roll a 6.
No. I don't care about the 9 either. I don't. Oh, hold on. Let me understand this question a little bit more. Okay, if we combine and get the average, it's not like we're combining each other. Like,
no, bro. Like,
okay, see, that's kind of what I'm understanding.
Oh, no.
I'm
understanding
that you and I are not one.
No. I'm like, imagine this, right? I'll make it even sweeter.
Oh no, I'll take it back.
I'll make it sweeter.
Average me.
We're at the door. We're gonna go through.
Yeah.
Mad girls.
Okay, see now
abundance of girls.
That's a whole different question.
No, abundance.
Because you said heaven at first.
No, yeah, but we're gonna make it juicy. We're gonna make abundance of girls. Now walk in, yeah, bro. let's say we got a 9-piece here and a 9-piece here, no, or a 6-piece here. Now, guess what? All right, it's a 7.5. All right, then we walk in.
Uh-huh.
All right, cool. But then there's a chance. All right, you want to roll it? Then you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a 9.
No. Uh-huh.
What are you doing? You're averaging.
I'm averaging.
He's averaging. All right, cool. You know what I'm doing? I'm rolling that.
Because this is the way I'm seeing it. All right. Now I flip my answer, and I'm still seeing it in a certain way. Okay, this is the way I'm seeing it. Right.
I'm rolling that thing, bro.
My thing is, there is no way.
Yeah.
Now, you can ask me, how can I reassure myself of that? Don't know, but I can. Okay? There is no way. There is no, I know what I am.
Yeah.
And I just think there's no way you're shorter than that.
Oh, Bobby, I'm 6'4" for a reason, brother. So he's like, oh, we good. Even he's like, I'm a 9-piece. Even if you're a 4-piece, bro, we're good. Averagely, we're good. I can still make that work. I get your logic. Makes sense. Cool. Now I'm rolling that thing.
No. Because my logic is,
I'm rolling that thing.
I know I'm not a freaking elephant trunk. Yeah. You know? Right? Bro. And the way I see it is, we probably are either... I don't have to... Okay, this is going to sound so bad.
You're gross.
No, I'm very gross right now. None of us... I just know for a fact none of us is like probably smaller than the other. We're either... Actually, by hindsight, technically, yeah. But we're either going to be at the same length, or the other is going to be... Which obviously means that one of them is shorter. But I'm just stating that the length that we're probably in is that average length that is acceptable. Right? Cool.
4.
So we're either both at that length, or one of us is longer. And if we're doing the average, that means we're above the average.
I see the math. I see it.
And if we're both the same, guess what? We're still average.
Poppy, I'm rolling that thing.
My boy said, if you don't give me this 9-incher,
I'm rolling that thing.
We might have to.
I'm rolling.
We're exchanging fists. With the game master, or whoever is the one with the roll.
Here's my logic.
Are you eating Reese's? Wait a minute. Where the heck did this come from?
My bad. That was a gift.
I mean, no, you're good, bro. I don't eat Reese's.
No?
No.
My bad. Do you want?
No. I just said...
I know, but you said it like, yo, you didn't ask me, but...
No, I'm saying it because I just processed that you just gulped the whole Reese's cup.
That was so good. All right. Here's my logic, right? There's 1, 2, 3. Cool. But then there's 4, 5, and 9. I'm a 4. Okay. So if I end up with a 4, I'm good. If I end up with a 5, I'm happy. And if I get a 9, I'm ecstatic. I have a 50-50 shot.
This is how
I'm rolling that.
This is how I know you're a gambler.
I'm just saying, bro.
Actually, no. Let me take it a step further. This is how I know that you're gambling. Like side of you outweighs the mathematical side. Like you didn't even go the mathematical right the way I did. The way I see it, we're both gonna win no matter what. You said no, screw that. I'm going for this 9. I'm going for the 9 iron.
All the way, bro.
Give me this 9 iron. I'm holding 1, bro.
1 in the 6, and I get a 9 now.
No.
I'm in the Duffy. No. I'm 1 in the 6. I'm a 9 now.
He said it's what the Drake said. He said it's a 6 upside down. I'm a 9 now.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. That is so good, bro. I have to roll 50-50 shot on the boy. All right, cool. All right, scenario 2.
There's more. Okay, all right. Nah, okay, no. I kind of like this.
This is fun. This is funny. I think it's funny because of what we just talked about. All right, cool. We get in. We're going to go with your scenario. All right, we going in. We're rocking with the average. All right, we get to work. You over there doing your thing. I go over there. You do your thing. Next thing you know, Ray drops. He's like, it looks like I lost an inch.
Okay.
What are you doing? Are you giving me a look across the room?
No.
No?
No, maybe it's game time.
You know what I'm doing?
No, dog, it's game time. I gotta keep my composure right now. I got Josefina in front of me, and she's expecting me to deliver.
Stop, you don't use Josefina, bro.
Who's Josefina?
That's my mom, bro.
Damn. My bad. All right. I'm putting a bleep on that. I'm putting a bleep on the name. Okay, we're gonna change the name. Do you have Kimberly's in your family? Okay, Kimberly's in front of me, and I have to deliver.
Nah, bro. I'm scooching over, bro. I'm bringing Shorty towards you, bro. Like,
That's fine. It's okay, bro. Listen, the clock started, and we got 47 more minutes of this.
we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, Unless this game goes into overtime, I gotta worry about the game at hand. You know?
Nah, bro. I'm doing a bunch of hella finger twisters, bro.
Nah, see,
Gotta warm it up, bro.
There's no way you're 80% foreplay, 20% actual play.
Yeah, bro. What?
That's you, bro. That's your game.
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah, bro. You know why, bro? It makes it so much easier, bro.
Okay.
I get a good 3.
3 what? I gotta ask. 3 what?
On a bad day, we on a good day, 3 minutes.
Oh no!
And in those 3, in those 3 minutes, I'm getting 3 O's. You know why? Because I'm in there 80%. Wiggity wackety. Yeah, I'm getting a good 1, even maybe 2. So then when I go in there for them 3, I get the 3rd. And guess what? That's in a matter of 7 minutes.
Okay. Wait.
3.
Wait, you hit 3 rounds in 7 minutes?
And I got the 3 O's in 7 minutes. And only 3 minutes of work. Yeah, I figured out how not to cramp.
Oh yeah, and you have bad hips. Let me tell you. You have really bad hips.
So I'm just.
Okay.
So I make it work.
All right.
It's not for I get mine. So guess what? You get 3 to my 1. And fair. Now they both looking at me like, yeah, I need that.
Both. Okay. Both. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. The man inside of me, even though I'm trying to keep my composure, I am looking at you and cursing you out. I am looking at you. I'm like, yo, you freaking 6'4" bitch ass. How are you?
I'm sniping, baby. I'm sniping.
No,
I love to snipe.
We already clocked in. We gotta perform, bro.
Oh
like,
no,
my shift started 8 a.m. You know?
Nah, bro. Nah, well, you know what I need there, bro? I need water. I need electrolytes, and I need smelling salt.
There's no way you use smelling salt.
I need that so that
You use smelling salt?
I'm gonna need it.
My boy said for this particular activity,
I'm gonna need it.
I might have white nose.
What? I need. I'm gonna need it. There's no way, bro. I'm not Jeff, bro. Jeff a different beast.
Not Jeff. Listen, I could go rounds, but I don't know what Jeff was. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
With a dead serious face.
Yeah, you can't hold up. You can't go. Yeah, you can't do 7 rounds and D-Rose me to death.
Nah, I can't.
Nah, bro. I need some kind of
Yeah. If they were to ever ask me, yeah, nah. If we end up in AC somewhere, I'm not picking Jeff. We can't be on 2 beds, and I can't see. If I look to my right and I see. I think I might stop. I might have to stop. I can't, bro.
In this scenario that we're building, if Jeff was with us and I hear Jeff go, yo, guys, check this out. I'm not checking it out. I'm not checking it out, dog. I promise you. I'm not, no.
I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah, actually, yo, can I get a break? Can I get a break, please? I'm not, no. There's no checking you out, Jeff.
Nah, bro.
I'm sorry.
He would. Nah. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, man.
Okay, so now we're here. Is this the end of it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. Now, how do we know we finish? When we finish? Because you said there's a whole bunch of women. So,
yeah, the main scenario was just getting in.
can I indulge in all the women?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, Bill.
Yeah, no, I'm one and then I'm out. I just walk out. I just betted my dice on one. Oh, Nemhard, what the hell did I just watch?
Oh, you're a one and done. My boy, is that what you just said? You're one and done? My boy's a 5-star recruit in college.
Oh yeah, one and done, bro. What? And then again, you get injured, and then the hammy pulls, and then all right, bro, gotta retire.
Pulls. Yeah, you really need to learn how to stretch your hips, bro, because you can't just
my hip flexors are the worst, bro. I need to go get some help.
walk. Hello?
Wow, that's pretty bad. The fact that he got the rebound and then put it back in. I knew they were gonna lose by 10, but holy smokes, they might lose by more.
Yeah,
But
it's looking pretty ugly right now with about
wow,
2.5 minutes left in the first half.
wow.
2.5 minutes left in the first half. You have anything else?
No, man. I think that wraps that up.
I still can't believe you're gambling the size.
Dude, it's a 50-50 shot.
Wait, so now hold up. Let's take a step back. Being that we each picked a different answer,
Yeah.
right? You rolled, I average.
Yeah.
Am I now getting the average from the rolled size?
No. That would be old. I wouldn't do that.
Because if you land on a 1,
yeah, we're screwed. That's a 4. Yeah, like get it.
Yeah.
No, that's a 3.5. Oh,
listen,
God.
brother.
Don't do that to me.
Listen. I can do what I can do, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah, don't do that.
Anything less than that,
We're in trouble.
I might need to
We might need to scrap. I get it.
supplement to something. Okay. At this moment, we are currently
I'm smoking, bruh.
what?
Damn, bruh. This was crazy.
Oh, at this moment, we're currently watching Game 5 of the NBA Finals, and like we said, at the second half of this episode, we will be diving into what we, the result of the game, and then potentially what we think is going to be, or what's going to what we assume is going to transpire for the rest of the series. But I do want to touch base, okay, on another final series that's happening, and that is the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. And let me tell you, if you guys aren't tuning into that, you are mistakenly missing out, okay, on probably one of the greatest, not the greatest, let me not put too much sauce on it, but it's a very entertaining final series between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. Now, before I get to any of that, Florida, what is good?
What are they doing? Oh, that's right.
I know this is kind of cliche to say. What's in the water?
Yeah.
How is it in the last 5 Stanley Cup Finals a Florida team has been in it? Tampa Bay went to it 3 times in a row, and in those 3 trips, they won 2. Now the Panthers are on their 2nd consecutive trip, so that's 5 in a row from a Florida hockey team in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah.
And if the Panthers, because they won last year, if the Panthers win this year, which at the moment it looks like they could because they are up 3-2 at the point of this recording, that means 4 out of the 5 last seasons in NHL, a Florida team won the Stanley Cup Finals. And I do want to add, 3 of them have been against Canadian teams.
That's crazy.
Now, I'm not too sure. Hey, excuse me. I'm not too sure, right? I am a casual hockey viewer. I am a New Jersey Devils fan. E here is a New York Rangers fan. Mm-hmm. Obviously, due to where we live, we're going to kind of stick to our guns. I watch casually. I do enjoy watching it. There are a lot of moments where hockey is probably one of the best sports to watch. So, any of like the intricacies, I don't know. So, those out there, you can let me know. Where did hockey start? And I probably should have Googled this, but where did hockey start? Like, I'm under the impression that I think this is a Canadian sport that just branched out. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But to me, I feel like this is...
Don't do that, bro. USA lost to who?
They did lose to Canada in the... Oh my gosh, what was it called? It was like the 4 something, because it was the USA, Canada, Finland. Am I right?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Finland.
I wish I.
It was 4 teams, and I think the other 2 are European. And
Yeah, we were there. No anthem. Booing.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, the disrespect was crazy, and they went in there and said, "My God!"
Canada said, "Yo, hold my beer, bro, because if you guys think that you guys are gonna run this, you're madly mistaken."
It was easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
The 2 Kachuk brothers on the USA side couldn't really seal the deal, even though we were almost there. We were almost there. My boy ran down the court at 2 miles per hour.
Yeah, I don't understand.
That was insane to watch right now, but very fun series over there. Again, like I said, Florida might be winning 4 out of the last 5 Stanley Cup. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to assume that they will win it because on the Edmonton Oilers side, I feel like I am watching the Cleveland Cavaliers when at LeBron's second stint against the Golden State Warriors, because that's what it looks like. Now, I don't want to disrespect any of the Edmonton Oiler players. Because like I said, I am a casual watcher, so I don't really know who really is good or not. But what I do know, or what I can obviously see, is how great McDavid is, and it just looks like it's McDavid and the crew against the Florida. I was about to call them Carolina, against the Florida Panthers. That's literally what it looks like. Which, for a few years there in Cleveland, it looked like it was LeBron James and crew against the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
So I would like to see McDavid win one. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
it looks like it's going to be tough for him now that they're down 3-2.
It's got to win 2 straight.
Another thing that people, if you haven't watched or don't know, sit down and look at YouTube. Just go on YouTube. But before you do that, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. But after you subscribe, go and just type in McDavid hockey highlights. And bro,
yeah.
I'm watching Kyrie Irving on skates, and I just can't fathom it. Like, how does this man do this on ice?
On ice.
I can't do it on a court. And you have skates on with a hockey stick.
Yeah, I can't rollerblade or ice skate.
I can't do none of that.
Nope.
I tried rollerblading. Boy, laughable. Laughable. I was everybody's entertainment, which is okay. I don't really pay mind to those kind of things, If I'm the guy everybody's laughing at for whatever reason, then we're here, bro. I like to be the joke.
Nah, bro. I'm too big to be falling, bro.
It is, and I'm too heavy to be falling. Listen, man, I'm with you. I get it, but I felt yeah.
Tailbone. I can't do it.
The tailbone was screaming. Like, yo, bro, don't do this again. Go buy yourself one of those Nike pad tights, the one that has the pads on the side and on your tailbone, so your tailbone don't crack. Yeah, go buy yourself one of those. And come back, because you can't just be falling like this on your tailbone.
No.
Tailbone. I went home thinking like a pure Dominican. Can I put vapor rub on my
vapor?
That would have burned.
Yeah,
wow.
Bro, no good.
Yeah, that's definitely no good. To wrap this guy, I have to say pause because I thought about what I was about to say, and I have to say pause. To wrap this up, NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Florida Panthers are up 3-2. It's a great series if you haven't watched. McDavid and the rest of the Edmonton Oilers, I really do. I'm rooting for y'all. I hope that you guys pull through, but it looks like Florida is just too tough. If you haven't watched it, go over there. Make sure you guys tune in. It is fun to watch. Now, that being said, this also leads to another question that I have. Shout out to Wale and those that really know me very closely. Shout out to Scott, because I know Scott's probably going to watch this, and Scott knows me and Scott. We are like Wale ride or dies. Me and Scott have a lot of artists that we are kind of like. We're both very, very big Trey Songz stans, Wale stans. We kind of like, once I got into my... Which is kind of funny, right? Because I'm not saying he hates Lil Wayne, but I grew up. I know Jay-Z. I know Nas. I know, that. I was still kind of young, even though I was listening to it. But, people say, yes, you might have listened to it, but you didn't live it. So, yes, I listened to Jay-Z and the Black Album and the Hard Knock Lives and the blah, blah, blah. But I was very young. I just really liked music, so I listened to it. What I lived through Carter 1, 2, 3, 4, all the droughts, no ceilings. I was outside for those. So Lil Wayne is technically my Jay-Z. So I think around that time, that's when me and Scott were like, I'm a huge Wayne fan while he was bumping, whoever. And then I continued on. I was a big, because he was in that camp. And I think that's why I fell to his fandom. I think I was a Drake fan because Drake was on Cash Money. And I'm a huge Lil Wayne fan. Now, that doesn't mean that I hated Drake for whatever reason. It's just that, oh, snap, Lil Wayne is great. He produced great artists not produced, but he had on his team Tyga, Nicki, Drake, Gutta, all these guys. I'm like, oh. So the way that I fan out for TDE, I fanned out for Cash Money. I was like, no, this is my group right here.
Yeah.
Right? Now they kind of fell apart. Everybody kind of went their own way. And Drake started doing Drake things. And I'm like, nah, this is this is him. Different. Now I was still. The thing is, I think I've always been like that. I think I've always been, Drake's the cream of the crop. We can kind of tell that he's right, but I love, ABC, Kendrick. There was a Wale. I heavy on the Wale because I really fell in love with MMG, which was Rick Ross, Wale, Meek Mill, and those Staley, however you pronounce his name. I really like that group. And then obviously once Kendrick and TDE came into play, it's been TDE since then. Not disregarding that, yes, I'm Kendrick and TDE, but Drake is still,
He's still there, yeah.
So anyways, all that to say, me and Scott, we have a lot of artists that we are stans, but Wale was on the Joe Budden podcast. Shout out to Joe Budden and the rest of his podcast as well. And he brings up that I thought was a very good question to bring up to our pod. He brings up, why aren't there athletes that maybe like rep where they're from, or why don't people really like, okay, let me word it how he said it. It's just, I'm trying to word it differently, but maybe I should just go one-on-one. He kind of asked like, yo, if I ask you Kevin Durant, if I tell you Kevin Durant, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Thinking OKC.
Okay. Some people will say the same. A lot of people will say Texas. No one is going to say DC, which that's where KD's from. Wale being the hate, and if you don't know, that's kind of crazy because I feel like Wale says it in all his songs. Wale is from the DC area. So he was trying to shine light that, a lot of people, these people, you don't even know where they're from. And people stand or fan out for them, and you don't even know where they're from. KD from Maryland, from DC. The other day when we were playing that little guess the team or guess the player, and I was like, yo, who's this wide receiver that went to Maryland University? They didn't know. Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
From the DC area. Okay? Even actors and actresses. What's her name? Taraji?
I have no idea.
Well, you might not know her as by name, but if I show you who Taraji is, you're going to know. Taraji, DC area. Now, Taraji, I think, is a little bit more noticeable because of her accent. But if you would just told me, yo, straight up rapid fire, where's Taraji from? I wouldn't know what to tell you. Because I didn't know. I just know her from her movies.
No one really does. If you really think about it.
That's Taraji. Yeah. Okay.
No, enough.
She's from the DC area. And that makes me think, like, now I know a few. Like, the other day I asked you, do you know where JT is from? And you told me no. JT's from the Lou.
And I said, no, he's from Duke.
Right. Okay. And you were like, no, I know him from Duke, which probably a lot of people are going to say.
Yeah.
You know Jabari Parker. If I ask, yo, do you know where Jabari Parker from? Probably from Duke, or probably from when he got drafted to the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, guess what? He's from Chicago.
And no,
he went to the same high school Derrick Rose went to.
Nope.
People don't know that. Yeah, and I think I know where Wale was going, and I think I like where he's trying to go, is that we probably should know where a lot of our, and maybe I shouldn't say favorite players, but at least a lot of these big players, we probably should know where they're from, and they probably should be repping where they're from a little. Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, yes, okay, he went to Georgia. Maybe now, if you say, "Oh, Georgia," you're going to be right.
Yeah.
You're going to be right because even though that's where he went to college, he's also from Georgia. He's from Atlanta, and he does a good job. If you see him in his press conferences while playing with the Timberwolves, it's an Atlanta hat all the time. Okay, during football season, you are going to see KD with the Washington jersey.
Yeah, that I do see.
But a lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? JT, a lot of times he does wear different kind of hats. But you are going to see most of the time a St. Louis Cardinals hat. And hey, I just want to bring some light. Once again, shout out to Wale, shout out to Joe Budden and his podcast. I think that was a very, very good question/scenario he was trying to bring up. And I do feel like maybe we probably should know where a lot of these stars go, or at least, rep. One of my big issues in all our group chats is, bro, Cat don't rep DR like that, and I don't care what you tell me. The way I think Cat should be repping DR, and I mean, who am I to tell another man how he should rep his country? But whatever. I just think the way a lot of Dominicans rep their country, Cat doesn't do that. But on the flip side, we're from Jersey. A lot of people don't know Cat's from Jersey.
Yeah, that is very true. With the New York accent.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying. Like the other day. Listen, I'm not saying that if you're from Jersey, you don't have family or you don't partake in, outside of Jersey kind of things. But, one of the press conference, he was like, yeah, shout out to all now, mind you, Dominicans were kind of like a cult, so we know where the Dominicans are at. But he's like, oh, shout out to my Dominicans out there in Washington Heights, this, that, and the third. Yo, bro, do you know where you're from in Jersey? Again, he might have had family over there. That's not what I'm trying to say. So he might have traveled enough to actually know the motion at Hasbrook Heights, Washington Heights.
Oh yeah, the motions for sure. Yeah. No, he's good, man.
You get it. You get it now.
I get
it now, right? Same thing with Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, Villanova.
People are gonna know Villanova. Some people probably he's probably from Philly because he's a big Eagles fan and he wears Eagles gear. No, guess what? Even though it's kind of considered the Philly area, he's from Jersey.
Yeah,
that's Central South Jersey. We don't hear it, we don't hear.
I didn't know that.
We don't hear him repping it or whatever. Now on the flip side, this is what I mean. We know Kyrie's from Jersey.
No.
I don't think there's a day that Kyrie doesn't come out and be like, yeah, Jersey.
Or, Mike Trout. I think Mike Trout, he's from Tom's River.
Same thing as Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. That
Central/Southern Jersey, but it's going to be in the Philly area, so they're going to rep a lot of Philly stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the list goes on. We can probably do this for a lot of people.
I mean, I think that goes across the board. I think all sports, I think even celebs, like you said. Even actors.
Yes, no, for sure.
You really don't know.
Yo, bro, when the Pope, because that was one of the most annoying things. The new Pope got, what's the term? Inherited? I don't even know. Appointed?
Yeah.
Maybe appointed is the word. When the new Pope got appointed, this guy grew up in Chicago and went to Villanova. I was like, who would have known?
Yeah.
Who would have known?
No idea.
Now obviously we don't know this guy anyways.
No.
We're getting to know him now because you are appointed as Pope, so obviously we're gonna know now everything about you. But I think that's what I'm like. Dudes that are quote unquote or females as well, excuse me, that are quote unquote role models, high end celebrities and stuff like that. We don't know where anything.
Yeah. Where's Angel Reese from? Where's Caitlin Clark from?
I know where Angel Reese ain't from.
Yo, she got me bounce, baby.
That's the new one. They should make that stat just for her.
No,
how LeBron gets LeBron stats?
I'm
Angel Reese stats.
Me bound.
This is her third me bound in the last 40 minutes.
Bro.
40 seconds.
You know who came up with that?
Who? You?
No. That Jeff T came up with that, I think. Me bounds.
Shout out to Jeff Teague in that podcast.
Dude, no, you want to know the funnier thing? Quote unquote from Bleachers Report? Yeah, trademark. Angel Reese, me bounce.
No way.
Deadass. Popped up on Bleachers Report.
They wasted no time.
On TikTok, I saw it. I said.
They wasted no time with that. They thought that was gold and ran with it.
And I'm like, you're happy about that? Me bounce. Trademark.
You're talking about me bounce, bro?
Hey, if you want to count miss layups, me bounce, cool.
But see, that's what we've been trying to say for, 2 years now. Look at what everybody's focusing on Angel Reese while Angel Reese is trying to make a case that she's on the same level as others.
It's tough. Yo, she just got a triple-double, bro. Yesterday, bro. Tough.
Shout out to Angel Reese and your me bounding type of triple double.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what was factual.
Oof.
Caitlin Clark didn't play for 5 games. 5 measly. Okay, I can't say measly.
Yeah.
5 WNBA games. In that stretch, the viewership of the WNBA went down, not up, not stagnant, not plateau. No, went down 55%. I will repeat myself. It went down, the viewership of the WNBA, while Caitlin Clark was out for 5 games with an ankle injury, I believe it was. 55%. So those that don't understand numbers, that is more than half.
Yeah.
One player, 5 games, more than half of the viewership went bye-bye.
Them tickets. Oof.
So I don't want to hear no more about everybody talks about Caitlin Clark, but Angel Reese is I don't care. Now, this is not me saying that she's not tough. If you think Angel Reese is tough, if that's what the stats say, that's fine. I'm not here to argue that. What I'm here to argue is, right, there is a LeBron James in the NBA, and then there's an Andre Drummond in the NBA. If LeBron don't play, guess what? I'm just... So enough is enough.
Yep.
Don't talk to me. And shout out to all of them. Listen, I probably shouldn't be doing this. I probably should be continuing to uplift and show support to the WNBA the way me, Eli, and EJ, when he was here, was trying to do for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But enough is enough already. Stop trying to compare people when we told you who the catalyst is. Before she even entered the league, we said, yo, this is the one.
Yep.
This is the one that's going to open the gateway for all of y'all currently there and for all of y'all that are going to be WNBA professional players. And it's just going to grow. I'm also not saying that this is the end all be all. Juju Watkins, when she steps in, is going to up the price. We also think that's another one. Okay? A lot of y'all were talking, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. A lot of y'all were saying, nah, but Paige this, Paige that. Listen, Paige has been doing very well. But in those 5 games, Paige and Angel Reese and the rest of them didn't keep the WNBA from dropping 55% of their viewership.
Crazy part is she faces Liberty and handle first loss.
Yeah.
That's 24 in the first half.
Which is crazy in itself. First game back from an injury. So we can argue that she's probably not even 100%, but she's good enough to at least suit up. Right? Coming back from an injury. Undefeated New York Liberty. Guess what? Hold this out.
Hold it.
32 points. Angel who?
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to disrespect Angel Reese. I'm a nobody to her. But we are trying to be somebody. So if you guys would really, really help us out, just make sure you guys like the episode, okay? And subscribe to the channel. We are really trying to make moves here and continue giving you guys very great, funny, appealing sports topic type podcast, okay? With the exception of us rolling the dice to see how big our schmeat can be.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the main. Listen, no disrespect. Asia Wilson, she's great. She does her thing. She's probably doing things that's also upping the stock. Because listen, a lot of them are upping the stock. It just, by the way the numbers are going, it's not to the level of Angel Reese. I mean, not to the level of Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Sabrina, definitely up in the stock.
Oh, yeah.
In a lot of ways, too, that people don't even notice. But there's all of them, and then there's Caitlin Clark.
And that's okay. I think they're just not okay with that.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
They just feel... Because this also happens in the NBA. So I don't want to make it seem like we're just talking about the WNBA. Because no. The men feel this way too. Trust me. And they're probably a little bit more feminine about it, like emotional. Let me use that's a better word.
Yeah.
They're probably a little bit more emotional about it, right? But a lot of NBA players are probably not happy that LeBron is still the face of the league, or Steph is still up there and no one else is being considered. Now, it also might be to the same take that you've been having for the past couple. It might also be that the way the media just portrays that whole face of the league things is too much pressure for some guys to even want it.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of up and coming stars that can have that next step and maybe take up that face of the league. But it's tough. It's tough with people, back in the day like Magic, just talking about Luka the wrong way. I think their coverage, it's always in a negative light.
Yeah.
It's never uplifting. So there's always a battle with, the old generation and the new. There's no acceptance. It's always, reverting back to, oh, no, this is how it's played. And just knowing that the game has evolved, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
And it's tough when, you got Draymond Green when he was talked about, where's the respect? But he said it perfectly. If you're not going to give me respect, don't think that I'm going to just hand you over respect. So it goes both ways. I think they need to go ahead and understand that, yeah, they came before you, but at the same time, be I guess, uplifting.
Yeah.
Because we're also now holding this NBA, and now we do have to then pass it on.
Yeah.
It continues, and it should be an uplifting, I guess, community, and that's not it. And not only is it with the old generation, but now you have people that are stuck in their ways, like Stephen A., who go ahead and bash players. And it's never in a positive light where, guess what? That face of the league, who wants it? I think JT's great. They bash him. I think Luke is great. They bash him. I think Ant is great. Oh, you need to continue to work on your game. It's never anything uplifting that, hey, maybe he needs a couple more years. They're young, X, Y, and Z. No, they're not ready. And that's my thing. They're pushing this on someone who may be ready for it or has to take years to get there. We're not giving you that.
Yeah.
It needs to be now. I feel like it's hurting the NBA. It's hurting the NBA product. And I think fans that watch the game don't like it. They don't like to see it.
Yeah, like eventually, and this is not just sports. I think this is just in life. I'm kind of 50-50 with this, right? Because I am kind of on Magic side on the whole, like, yo, bro, understand the assignment at hand. You are suiting up for the Lakers, or, you're suiting up for the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Yankees, these prestigious teams. You need to understand that when you put that uniform, you are not just playing for the name on the back and the logo on the front. There is an entire fan base. There's an entire legacy. There's an entire city that's literally riding on your shoulders the moment you step on this court, this field, this play, whatever.
Yeah.
So I understand that. Now, on the flip side, and this is not just in sports, we appreciate anything that any of the vets / greats do. This is in life, okay? Not just sports. I can have the same argument with Army veterans. I can have the same argument with teachers, okay? With baseball players. Thank you for providing and building the foundation for me to even get to this point. But guess what? Your job is done. And now it's time for me to take what you built and take it to newer heights. But I can't do that if you are going to be, okay, an armchair quarterback and continue saying, well, X, Y, Z, and this is why you can't be. No.
Yep.
Thank you for what you do. But guess what? Now it's my turn. So please buckle up and support for me to continue raising the product at hand that you built, and then I need to continue. But it's not going to happen if you're just going to sit back and say, I can't respect X, Y, Z because of what? And then here's my thing, because I want to add on to that. I think Magic, if you think you're right, and what you're saying, which is true, you're playing for the Lakers. You got to show up and be prepared. Cool, but he did just get off an injury. Mm-hmm. He wasn't
ready just yet. He doesn't know the Laker way. He just had a half a season with them. You're then going to go on TV at First Take and then go ahead and bash him after the season.
Yeah.
What he should have done was not go on First Take, have a one-on-one conversation with Luka,
No,
and be the man that you're supposed to be. You're Magic Johnson of the Lakers.
forget the one-on-one. The whole team. I know that Luka and LeBron and whoever else are probably the face of the Lakers, but guess what? They're not. If you think Luka is the only one not carrying the Laker way, you're madly mistaken.
And I think that was JJ Redick's point. He's like, dudes are in better shape than others, and the whole team, he didn't specify one player, were not ready to win. They weren't ready. And I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah.
And guess what? That statement was out loud in the presser, and Luka was making adjustments.
Yeah.
We see him with these photos. We see him working out. Why in the hell are you going to go and then continue to beat the dead horse?
Yeah.
That's where I think he was wrong, and that's the issue with the O-Gen. They're going to continue to go on these platforms and continue to bash, and you're expecting LeBron, Draymond, and everyone else to go ahead and bend the knee.
Yeah,
they're not doing it.
Because you guys want to talk so much about respect, right? How about you have the respect and the decency, like Eli said, and show up to where you became a legend, where something that you built. Show up and face to face. Yo, let me talk to you guys. I know you guys are doing great. I know you guys are playing at a high level, but the product you're putting here, this is not the Laker product. And I know what the Laker product is. But I want to be a part of the help to grow you guys and continue pushing this Laker product. Instead of being less of a man and showing up behind camera where they can't reply, where they can't look at you in your eyes, and you bash a single man, like Eli said, that, yo, bro, I don't even know the Laker way. This is my first time here.
Yep.
I've only been here freaking 3 months. Now, obviously, off the season, I'm gonna understand what the Laker way is. I'm making sure I'm gonna get in shape, learn the playbook, this and that, and then now a full season. Yeah, now we can have some sort of criticism, because now it's like, all right, we should be getting the ball rolling here.
Correct.
But even then, you should be, as like Eli said, Magic Johnson, the great Magic Johnson of the Lake Show. Show up and be like, yo, what's up, man? How you guys going? We're very ecstatic to see what you guys are gonna do this season. Anything I can help you with?
Yeah, when was the last time he was at a Laker game, bro?
If anything, right? For a player that a lot of people praised, okay? A lot of people praised, and shout out to him, and rest in peace to him. Kobe, once he retired, wasn't the Kobe that everybody kind of knew, because we started learning that that's not really who he is. Wasn't the Kobe that we all knew while he was shooting up that, no, you can't talk to Kobe. That's a different beast. No, once he retired, yo, Kobe, I really need some help. Yo, tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., show up to my gym. I got you.
JT, Kyrie.
None of y'all are doing it. Now, well, let me not say that, because I know Olajuwon, a lot of people don't know, Olajuwon does help.
Yeah.
It's kind of quiet, but Olajuwon does help. I think I've seen Rasheed Wallace a few times helping certain dudes and stuff. But the names are very few, and it should be more. It should be more. The great Magic Johnson, it should be more. The great Michael Jordan, it should be more. Now, I do want to give props to Michael Jordan, though, because Michael Jordan is going to be on NBC. I keep forgetting which one it is.
Or CBS.
Or CBS, yeah, I don't know which one it is, so I'm always wrong. Michael Jordan stated, yo, the reason I'm doing this is because there's a lot of players that I think are great, and people are bashing them, and if it takes me to come on camera and say, no, he's good, I like what he's doing, then I got to do it. And I appreciate that. Yeah. Because at least he's not going on camera or a podcast or saying it on some kind of blog. Nah, what they're doing out there in the Bulls is not really the Chicago way. I don't think I really appreciate. He's not doing that.
Yeah, give me some insight. Give me a solution. We're always knocking guys off the pedestal. That's where I'm like, things go left. You know, NBA product.
And it's now it's not just baseball. I mean, excuse me, it's not just basketball. But the thing is, I think it's the worst in basketball. Football is probably second in my opinion because there are football players that you guys are on the same boat. Especially like now, I get it. Trust me, I get it. You know, actually, no, I shouldn't give you that leeway. No, I don't get it because the dude's like, what's the great giant legend, the defender Taylor or whatever his name is. The defender you guys have that. I forgot his name. But homeboy wanted his number. Now I get the whole number thing.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and he said, "No, this is me. That's my legacy. Build your own legacy."
Yeah,
and that's fine. The whole numbers thing. This is not what I'm here for. But what I am here for is
Taylor.
So why don't you? Yeah, why don't you pull up? Yo, it seems like you have that grit. Let me help you out. Let me show you. Let me give you some tips that help me.
Yeah.
Yo. Once again, a great that is retired, and maybe he can't do it as much anymore because he's part of a team in some sort of way. But when Brady wasn't part of the Las Vegas Raiders, quarterbacks made that call, and he said, "Yo, I'm out here in LA. Come to the sand dune that he always goes to, and
get some work in.
Let's get some work." All right, number one on my list is baseball. I think, bro, Barry Bonds is. I forgot where he's at, and he's still helping dudes left and right,
everywhere.
A-Rod always wants to have a conversation. Okay? Now, there might be some dudes. Like, I would like to see Derek Jeter do some things with the Yankees. Yeah. Now, but that's a whole different conversation because we all know how the Yankees run their things. Unfortunately, Yankee legends can't even step foot in Yankee Stadium and whatever. But I know they're trying to change their ways, so we might see a difference. But in baseball, a lot of the legends, all you got to do is call. And they'll be like, yeah, bro, I'll be there tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Yep. That is the difference. That is the difference. I don't know. What do you think? Are they in reach? Still in reach.
Yeah. So right now it's 8 minutes left in the third. OKC's up 70-55. It's iffy, right? Because we see the Pacers do this all the time. They kind of like. As long as it doesn't get out of hand, if they're still kind of in striking distance, like what is this, 15 points? We seen them do this game one.
Yeah, 15 is right where the cusp is. You start getting a 20.
Yeah, once it starts hitting that 18, 19, 20, now I'm gonna have to be like, this might be getting away from them, right?
So
now, regardless of that, it does look like the Pacers don't have that in them today.
No, we got Hallie with a strained calf, and Siakam is not doing Siakam things. So they're hanging around, is what they do. They've been hanging around this little 12 to 16 point gap. If they could somehow get it down to 10 by the end of the third, they're gonna be right where they want to be. So it's interesting, very interesting.
Let's see. Let's see what he does here.
Oh,
they got to limit some of these mistakes.
There's very big turnovers.
Some of these turnovers. No call there. I mean, I guess it was 50-50. Attack, bro. You got to attack here.
No swing.
But it just seems like, now once again, this is what I mean that I saw. I mean, that's a decent move. I'm not mad at that. But this is kind of what I mean, what I saw. I think it was game 2 where it just looks like the Pacers just got to work 10 times harder just to get a bucket. And I'm not too sure, like, what are the sets that we are running? I know we had a conversation and that it seems like, no, they do run a set. It's just a chaotic set. But I can't really remember the full things that you said. But I don't know. I just feel like.
In that very moment, that was just 5 out. And swing.
See,
that was.
You also can't be having this. If this is your first point with 7 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah. Well, he was out for a good portion of...
I know the whole strain thing, and I get it. That does affect you. But, I also didn't see the rest of the stats. If you're not scoring, I should at least expect you to get some assists. You are the floor general of this team.
Yeah.
But That's probably what's hurting them.
The only thing that's keeping them in this game is pace, because the turnovers are not helping, and obviously your best player is not at 100%.
No.
So that's the tough part. And I'm not gonna lie, the OKC is knocking down their threes, making it very difficult.
Good no call.
Yeah, I appreciate the no call.
Yeah, that was a great no call. What happened here? What are we calling?
Wow, that's tough.
This is a foul or a jump ball?
Yeah, foul. Loose ball foul.
Well, because of the arm. Okay.
Yeah.
That definitely is a foul. That definitely is a foul.
Tough.
I appreciate the no call on SGA.
Yeah, I don't think he got hit on there.
Again, but this is my thing is I would like the refs, right? Because we say this a lot of time off camera. It baffles us that a guy like SGA attacks the basket and always extends his arm, right? And there's never an offensive foul call. But on the flip side, all I got to do is breathe on him and the whistle's being blown. And I want the NBA to get to a point where they need to understand, listen, if a lot of the contact or the majority of the contact is being generated through the offensive player, then you need to make that, okay, is this going to be an offensive foul or a no call?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be just because they're contact. Well, you know what? This has to be a defensive foul. We need to find a better way to officiate that kind of contact.
Yeah.
We need to, and I know it's tough when it's live and things are happening fast. I know it's tough. Actually, I don't know because I don't, but I'm going to assume it is tough because obviously seeing things live and, with two eyeballs, you're not going to see every little thing that's happening on the court. But we need to just be a little bit better on making some of these calls because a lot of these no calls or bad calls can determine the outcome of a game. And we are in the NBA Finals. We can't be having calls determine the outcome of the game.
And I think that's exactly what happened in Game 4. I think we saw a great basketball. Those 3 quarters. And, fourth quarter, people were saying, hey, we got Mr. Extender, Mr. Scott Foster.
Yeah.
And you can see the amount of free throws. In that game, there were 71 free throws. Disgusting.
Yes.
Disgusting.
That's just crazy to hear. 71?
Yes.
Between both teams?
Between both teams.
That's
71. It was disgusting. And my thing is, that's a lot of free throws. We don't want to see that in an NBA game. We don't want to see always at the line. But at the same time, people want to have the argument as, well, they had the same amount of free throws. But I always tell people, the stat sheet can be deceiving. When you have the timing in which these calls are being made or the non-calls that should be accounted for, it can go ahead and disturb the game. You messing up runs or stopping a run hurts the game.
Yeah.
So my thing is, when you have Nesmith on a charge and that doesn't get called, you're helping the opposing team. When you go ahead and allow Lou Dort to push Hallie in the back and then get a foul call on the other end, what is that?
Yeah.
When you allow SGA to just push Nesmith and then take 4 steps and then hit a dagger, again, affecting the game. And I think people are just tired of play after play, non-call after non-call, or ticky-tack fouls when I do this and my hand's there as a foul call to put on the line.
Yeah.
I think fans that watch the game, even on both sides, Pacers and OKC, just fans in general, are tired of seeing that. They're tired of seeing SGA They're tired of seeing SGA just go ahead, extend the arm, and then creating contact and getting a lay or getting a jump shot. Or if it's not the case, I'm going to just throw my head back and I'm going to just get a foul. We all know there's a scouting report on players and what they do. You should know by now that he extends his arm. There's no reason.
Especially
I understand
when it's drastic.
I get it. When you have a guy like Brunson, when you have a guy like JT, even Siakam sometimes, there's players, Nemhard, they go ahead and they bump.
Yeah.
They go ahead and they have a little forearm touch. Cool. But my thing is, we need to be consistent. Consistent. Because if we're going to allow that on one player, it has to be even across the whole board.
Yeah.
And if we're going to let players be handsy with every other player, but one specific player we can't be handsy on, what are we doing?
Especially when that player is doing things that should be called as well. Like if
That's the tough part.
There's such an enormous amount of negative space between my elbow and my body, and then on top of that, because if you want to say this is not an offensive foul, cool. But I'm having this much space between my elbow and body, and then I also extend the forearm, and it doesn't get called? What are we doing now?
And this is why I get upset. Because people loved these playoffs and how gritty and how tough it was. You go back, you watch Timberwolves and Lakers. You got Ant-Man going at LeBron, holding him 94 feet in his jersey. And everyone was like, we need that. Cool. We got Steph Curry in Houston. My boy is getting pummeled out there. They got players saying, yo, you see that hand, that left hand of his? Nah, hit that thing. Hit it. If you see it, hit it. Dudes were out here being gross. Hitting his hand. Like when you got that type of play, we got people pulling on his jersey. He's going off screens, down screens, everywhere, pulling. You got the Pistons and you got the Knicks, and you saw how gritty that was.
Yeah.
You got the Magics and you had the Celtics, gritty.
That was a very
gritty on both ends.
That was a physical series as well.
You can't tell me a series with OKC where you're like, damn, that was very physical, because it wasn't against Morant. It definitely wasn't against Denver, and sure enough, it wasn't against Timberwolves, because Ant could not touch this man. Not only could he not touch this man, no one. And I think that's my issue. No one. Then he gets to the Pacers, and guess what? No one can touch him too.
That's probably why a lot of the OGs are like, oh, none of these guys can live in the 90s. Well, brother.
No, just make it fair across the board. If we're going to have handsies with all these great players, all these greats, you had Brunson getting pumped, you had JT getting pumped, you had LeBron, you had Curry, you had Ant, all these top tier guys, but yet we're letting SGA, who finally won an MVP, who has done nothing yet to this point, he's getting every call. He's getting the MJ whistle. We're allowing it. Before he gets a chip, he's getting the MJ whistle from Rip, from the season. Disgusting. And that's why I'm saying, yes, you want to go ahead, make it fair for everyone.
Yeah.
Be consistent. That's what I'm saying. Be consistent. That's my narrative, bro, because I'm like, yo, great season, he's gonna win, he had MVP, he goes ahead, they have the extender game 4, they go ahead and win this, it's over. They're champions. Then he wins MVP, right?
Most likely.
And then what? What's next? Face of the league.
Yeah.
They got their guy.
Off calls. That's a pretty tough move. Yo, I just realized both coaches what they're weighing. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I get it. Maybe it's probably more comfortable for them and stuff like that. I think I kind of miss coaches wearing suits, bro.
Yeah.
Am I off saying that?
No, I heard a podcast bring this up.
Like, granted, I'm going to give them, bro, if it's more comfortable for the coach, so be it. And I think I'm more about comfortability than anything else. But there is something about looking on the sidelines, or whenever the camera had to zoom in on the coach and I see them in a nice little 2-piece suit, some of them even 3 pieces back in the day, with a nice tie and all that fun stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a bad guy right there. Like remember watching Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, even when he came in. Well, what's home Popovich, all these guys, Jerry Sloan, rest in peace to Jerry Sloan. Seeing these guys on the sideline, focused, determined in a suit, you're like, yeah,
Yeah, you had Doc Rivers.
Yeah,
Steve Van
that
Gundy.
guy right there. Yeah, he's one of them.
Uh-huh.
And even hey, bro, listen, I was a Nets fan when I saw Lawrence. Lawrence, even on the sidelines with his nice little, it was like a bronzish, brownish suit. He loved that suit. White button down with a black tie. I was like, yeah, that's my coach right there, man. That's my coach, J Kid coming in. You know what I'm saying? But that also brings me up to another topic about the NBA and how poorly. I don't know if I want to say Adam Silver. I'm just going to keep it to the NBA. How poorly they are marketing these NBA finals. If I didn't see it, someone can correct me. But I think game one, I'm 100% sure that NBA final little logo sticker or whatever wasn't on the floor.
Nope.
Look at their jerseys. I know they have it on the back, but we used to have it on the front. I get it that they have the whole sponsorship thing, but who cares? Put the sponsorship on the back. If your Super Bowl product is not even that important for the sponsorship, we have priority issues.
Yeah.
That tag, that sponsorship tag can go anywhere on that jersey. That NBA Finals logo should be at the front. I do not care how much that sponsor is paying. Another thing, I remember the days when we had the big Bill O'Brien trophy in the middle of the sticker in the middle of the court. We don't even get that. We get this nice little, it's not even nice.
No.
Cursive Finals.
Yeah. Presented by YouTube.
Shout out to YouTube TV. Like, this is your Super Bowl. Another thing, if it happened, maybe I didn't catch it, or you have to be from like that local channel to get it, which is kind of foul if you ask me. Because if these are nationally televised game, we should just all see it. So if I didn't see it, listen, blame YouTube TV then, I guess. I don't know. But we used to get game one hype videos of each team.
Yeah.
Season highlights of each team and how they got here. Then when it's time to call out the lineups, it's like a block party on the court.
Yeah.
And now coming at number 2, your point guard. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
I don't think we get that.
We got more excitement for the in-season tournament with how they paint these.
That's
these
what
floors.
I'm saying. We're getting colorful courts. Those court have that. What's the trophy for the in-season? It has it in the middle of the court.
Yeah.
On an in-season tournament game. You're telling me we can't do that for NBA Finals? And then I feel like I read somewhere that one of the notion is, but player safety, because I guess the sticker made the court slippery or whatever. Who?
Nah.
Wow, my stomach just growled there. Who said that?
Meanwhile, you played a whole in-season tournament. How many games?
Yo, bro, the whole court is a sticker. The whole court is a sticker.
It makes it make sense.
So I really, let me not say we really need to bring up to the light how poor I believe the NBA is marketing the NBA Finals. And to be honest, I probably should go back and look. Like, maybe this has been going on and I just haven't noticed. And for some odd reason this year, I'm like, wait a minute. Why is nothing like the way it used to? I remember watching the Heat versus the Spurs and Miami. Listen, when Miami got to announcing those players, at your 2 guard, 6'4", number 3.
Yeah, they definitely took a lot out of the game, and I think COVID kind of like messed that up because, to your point,
COVID probably did.
They were wearing suits before COVID. Then they get put into these jumpsuits. You can't tell who's the coach if you don't really know who they are. And then they never went back to it.
See, and I think that's what it was.
Because everyone on the team, assistant coaches, they're all wearing it.
I think that's what it was. The assistant coaches or any other coaches would wear like team gear while the head coach is in their suit. So no, this is the guy running the helm. Correct. Like at the helm.
I'm with you. Very faulty.
Now it's like, bro, okay. I mean, we know the coaches, so obviously I'm gonna look at Rick Carlisle. That's Rick Carlisle. But let's say a regular Joe Schmo that don't know who Rick Carlisle.
Yeah.
Yo, so who's the coach? Who's the coach here?
I don't see him.
For example, the New York Knicks. Some people that don't really know Tom Thibodeau probably thought Rick Brunson was the coach.
Yeah, maybe. So it's tough. And right now, they got it by 5. Like I said, they needed to get it down to 10. They look better with Hadley out. It looks like you have.
Well, what I am appreciating,
it looks like you got Connell stepping up.
Yeah. So I was going to say, what I am appreciating, they're not. I don't want to use the word exerting. They're presenting more energy. I don't know what word to use here, but they just have more energy. That's great defense right there. And I'm going to say this again because of the take that we just had. I appreciate some of the non-calls that are being made or not made technically, and allowing the guys to play. That allows the flow of the game to continue. We're not going and stopping. Which, on some real I don't know if I have the resources, but maybe someone should research that. What if, the stoppage of the games causes injuries?
Ooh. Damn. I think that would be very difficult.
To, prove?
Yeah. I think you would need a lot of data. But yeah,
what if this is just me going off the dome, and obviously I'm not no genius, but for some reason it just struck my brain. What if I'm both teams are going full force back and forth playing defense, jumping, running, all of a sudden 3 back-to-back calls. Now we're at a halt. Maybe my body's cooling off.
Then you got to
now we're back to a run that is back-to-back. You know what I'm saying? What if that plays a role?
It could. So here's my thing. Here's the flip side.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think like that for the MLB and the pitchers? And the pitchers got to be robots. They got to pitch within 12 seconds. They got to consistently.
I've always
over
been
and over and over.
I've always been an advocate of, not an advocate. I've always been one to say I don't like the pitch clock. Hey, I don't care what MLB has to say about rushing the games and limiting the time of the game. I don't. No one complained about time.
No.
Everybody, regardless of how long the game, everybody went and enjoyed it. Even if they weren't watching it, they were there. Tickets were sold. No one argued about how long. And if people argued, I don't think it. Ooh.
Damn.
Oh. I don't. If the MLB can present any type of data that shows people did it probably still wasn't significant enough to be like.
Bro, I remember there was a 17 inning that lasted until 3:00 in the morning, and fans were still there watching that game. If you're a fan, you're a fan.
If more fans are enjoying it than the fans that are arguing, we need to make a logical decision here.
And I understand you're trying to, open other people to watch this game, but I remember going to a game 2.5 hours. You go to a game now, bro, it's an hour and a half.
Yo, bro, you're right.
It's so quick.
It's not annoying. I don't want to use the word annoying, but you know how great it was? Sunday night. I know I got to work tomorrow, but Sunday night baseball on, I can at least enjoy the rest of my Sunday at home, drinking or eating or whatever, with my dad, knowing that, this game, even though it starts at 7:30, it's probably going to end at the point where I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
And now, bro, it starts at 7:30. And by the time, for example, we be potting on Sundays. By the time I'm home at 9:12, the game's almost over.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I remember
games that used to go 10, 10:30, even 11.
Yeah, depending.
No, bro, 9. It's over. An hour and a half?
Yeah, bro.
Come on, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing?
If you're from Jersey and you got to take that route to New York,
yo, bro,
that's just as long.
Well, I thought about that when I went to the Yankee game a month ago. Yo, I think I spent more time in traffic than I spent watching the game. No, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I know technically. Oh, they called it?
No.
Oh, I know technically it should only be a 15-minute drive without traffic, but unfortunately there is traffic. So that 15-minute drive from where I live in New Jersey to the Bronx is like an hour 20.
Yeah.
And if the games are an hour 30, I'm staying home. I'm not going to Yankee
You
Stadium.
gotta go hour 20 that way.
on,
And you
bro.
know, if you got the parking, yeah, you're sitting in there for a little bit and then driving your ass back this way.
Okay, no, but it doesn't stop there. Now the game is done at 9:30. Let's say I went to a game that's Thursday night. Everybody has to work Friday night. So you know what that means, right? When I get back home, everybody's already home. There is no parking spot. Guess what? Another hour going like this around the block, just hoping that someone just leaves for whatever reason.
Yeah. Stuff.
You know, but I don't know how we got to this tangent.
No,
You were talking about the pictures of the pitch clock, right?
They sped up the game, and now we have more and more injuries with our pitchers.
But it probably does. Yeah, we
We gotta look into that.
a lot of Tommy John surgery, and a lot of it, I think, also has to do with these guys want to continue breaking freaking body limits. Like, yo, bro, like 94 miles per hour was it. Like, why are we trying to throw 103? Like, 94 is fast enough. Like, I don't. Okay, maybe not to them because they're trained in it. But yo, if I throw a 94 four-seamer and I have a deadly curve with a nice slider, like, you don't think that's enough? Why do I now have to have 103 fastball?
100 reliever. Every reliever
Exerting my arm to its maximum. Then you got dudes like baseball savants like me that I'm trying to watch pitchers not be pussy and pitch 5, 6, 7 innings. They're coming out in the fourth.
Yeah, bro. Because to throw 100 for 80 pitches is tough.
Yeah. Well, what was it? Garrett Crochet? No, it wasn't Garrett. I forgot what. But I feel like it was against the Yankees, where the team let the guy pitch all 9 innings. And he got to, it was like 100 and something pitches, but they allowed him to pitch. And I'm like, damn, you don't see this no more, bro.
Oh, Croquette?
Was it him?
I think he went against the Yankees, and then he gave up a solo to Judge, the lefty.
But it was like in the 9th.
He was in the 9th.
He was hitting triple digits.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, you don't see this no more. Which back in the day, bro, every starting pitcher was hitting 100.
Yeah. They were hitting 100 pitches, 110.
And if not, they were hitting the 90s to high 90s. I'm seeing
they were
pitchers,
getting up there.
Bro, who the heck it was? I'm seeing pitchers, that are dealing. It's not like they're getting hit. They're dealing 86 pitches. You're coming out.
And you know what it is? It's all about the analytics, man. And I think that's what we get pissed about because it's like, I understand, third time around, that's when things start going. So we're going to get ahead of that.
Yeah.
And we're going to put in a reliever. But then next thing you know, you put in the reliever and that's where things go left.
Everything goes,
And I think coaches need to be coaches and not just look at a paper and be like, all right, this is what I have to do. No. Learn how to read and see the game. Know your pitcher. Know what it takes from him to get out the inning. And have a leash. Learn to have a leash in the sense of how long you can keep him out there and how quick you need to pull him. And I think that's what coaches lack. That's what Boone lacks. He's very analytical, very statistical where, hey, this is what it says. This is what I'm going by. And when you have guys like a Cole, extend them.
He doesn't even use it right. Like, that's my issue with Boone. And a lot of it, and I'm saying Boone because we're Yankee fans, but I'm pretty sure if I watch every single game, I can pinpoint other managers that do it too. But yo, how do you don't even use it right? Yeah. Nah, bro, we got to put in Jake Cousins to pitch because look, Jake Cousins needs to go get Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
Yo, Jake Cousins works perfectly in 5th inning situations when lefties are coming to bat. Cool, right, all right. That's what the statistics. That's what the stats say. But now he wants to overabuse the stat. Guess what? Now Jake Cousins pitched 3 games in a row. Now you're overusing his arm. And now we're getting news like today where Jake Cousins got to be out 14 to 16 months because he needs to go get Tommy John surgery.
Yep.
Same issue Lewis Hill had after his rookie season. That's a crazy walk.
Yeah, no, they called it.
Okay. Even though Garrett Cole has been a decent of a workhorse for us, Garrett Cole had injury issues last year, and now look at this year. He has to go get Tommy John surgery. A lot of the issues that I think Boone has is his stupid freaking self trying to go by the stats. You're also overworking the shit out of our pitchers.
Yep.
There's no reason that in the last 2 series, Fernando Cruz, out of the 6 games, pitched 5. Like, what? Yeah. Where is everybody else? Do you not have faith in? Well, I don't have faith in them. But now you're really telling me that you don't have faith. Like, why is he? Where's Mark Leiter? Where's Ian Hamilton?
They need some innings, man. You're burning your guys so early in the season. It's not even All-Star break yet.
Come on, bro. De La Cruz just came back from his injury. Guess what? The day he came back, you're going in. Bro, what?
Right to it.
Nah.
Yeah, right to it.
Nah.
It's tough. I don't know, man. I'm looking at this game. I think OKC has this game.
Yeah, I feel like Indiana did their thing. Like, they had their little run, but I want to say that OKC, at least in this game, learned, like, yo, we can put this away.
Yeah,
we're not gonna fear any comebacks.
I know. It's only 9 at the moment, but I thought it was just a really big loss. I think, the Pacers gave up a big opportunity to win that game. I know I talked about Scott Foster and those, but on the flip side, you can't miss 3 free throws. Key 3 free throws. You can't do that. I think there was missed opportunities for the Pacers to take a hold of that game and go up 3-1. Like I was always taught, hey, the refs are going to be the refs. Control what you can control. And that's something that they had full control of. Hit your free throws. Don't turn over the ball. And don't get stagnant late.
Yeah.
And that was the recipe of a loss. And right now, I did not see them, after that game, winning Game 5. My analysis was they were going to lose by 10.
I want to make a note that probably in the last 30 minutes, I've seen 4 commercials where Caitlin Clark has been in. I just want to bring that up.
Yeah, I mean, as she should. But yeah, I think that was very, very, very pivotal for them. Because my thing is, you lose today. I'm gonna be honest. I can see the Pacers winning Game 6 and winning in Indiana.
Right.
I can see that. I've doubted them all series. They are still in this game. Still have potential to win this game. I see them winning Game 6. What I don't see is Game 7 in OKC. That's what I don't see.
With if I accept the narrative that people want to,
if I see Scott Foster in Game 7
or Tony Brothers
in Oklahoma City,
or what's Gucci Man's name,
or Gucci Man, I'm letting you know now. I'm putting my house on OKC, and we're going to Vegas.
Oh, way out of here.
Because it'll be raising the trophy for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Because, boy.
Dude, is this event free?
That'd be dope to go to.
I would pull up. Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
But
yeah. While now, so right at this moment, it's about 11 minutes, 10 minutes and 50 seconds. OKC is up 92-82. They just put the scoreboard away. While this is happening, though, I do want to bring up a few things a few trades. But let me start off with the NBA trade, being that we're talking about the NBA right now. So Desmond Bane gets traded to Orlando Magic for Caldwell Pope, Cole Anthony, and 4 picks. That's it. That's the news. That's it. That's the news. Now, the reason why we're bringing this up is that we don't think Desmond Bane has the value of a Caldwell Pope, a 2-time NBA champion that is a serviceable 3-and-D guy in the NBA. Cole Anthony, who in their playoff run had significant games for the Orlando Magic, and then 4 first-round draft picks. I'm sorry. I don't care what the stat sheets say, because again, it doesn't tell the full story. I know people want to tell me, well, he is young. It's gonna go. What the heck, Siakam? He is young. It's gonna go well with the young core that they have in Orlando. Okay, that does make sense. What doesn't make sense, though, this is what I'm saying. If it makes sense for Orlando because he's young, he can shoot the ball, blah blah blah. All right, that's fine. I'm not gonna get into the details of the trade. Or the details of his abilities. What I am gonna get into is I don't care what Desmond Bane does. You are not the value of Caldwell Pope, Cole Anthony, and 4 first-round draft picks, which this Now we're putting this trade in the ranks of the disgusting Rudy Gobert trade, the Paul George trade that I'm tired of everybody bringing up in this freaking NBA Finals. I don't care if this is the Paul George NBA Finals. Like, let's get over that. Okay, I know the trade was disgusting, but I'm tired of it. You still got to make the right picks.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know they got X amount of picks for Paul George, but OKC still had to make, they still had to draft Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren and all these guys. If they made horrible picks, we'd be having a different conversation here. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I feel like there's another trade that I'm forgetting.
I mean, the Luka trade was gross.
The Luka trade. Yeah, for sure. That was the most recent one. That Luka trade. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that what's the market? What's the value of players, first round picks? I get it. If you wanted to give Pope, Cole, and one, be my guest.
Yeah, I think I would be. I still think that's a lot, but I'll be more acceptable to it.
Yeah.
Bro, you're giving me first rounders?
Man. Yeah, I think that's tough.
2 serviceable players,
and I think you can only defend that by talking about his ability.
Now Cole can either play off Ja or back up Ja.
Yeah.
Caldwell Pope, along with Steven Adams in Houston. Caldwell Pope is now a 2-time NBA champion. That's a veteran that can help out those young boys that they probably need.
They got Jared Jack over there.
So I gave you 2 very serviceable players, and literally just handing you a decent blueprint to your future with first 4 rounders.
Yeah.
Wait, with 4 first rounders. I keep saying that backwards. With 4 first round. I keep saying first 4 rounders.
Yeah, no, I agree. I get it. I see what the Magic are trying to do. They were looking for a piece. They're looking to close the gap in the East. They felt like, they fought tough with the Celtics, and then, them getting down and being hurt, and then them having to now potentially lose assets. You're like, all right, my window is somewhat in this, 2 to 3 year. Maybe we should speed it up and get a guy like Bane. I still think you need to fulfill your bench. I'm looking at the roster. I see Suggs and I see the rest, Boncaro and Franz, and I'm like, you need guys to back them up. You need a center. So for me, I see it. I don't know if Bane is the answer or is the only piece you need to move, because I think Caldwell Pope was such a key factor for that team. Just being, the veteran of the team.
Yeah.
But I think the Magic, that was their only solidified piece they were willing to trade. And I felt like they didn't get enough for him. I felt like Caldwell Pope and Cole Anthony, I felt like maybe you could have went elsewhere. But again, it's not just one player. Cool, you got Bane. If this is the case, they need to go ahead and give up more first rounders, because they need a center, and I still think they need a point guard. I don't think Suggs is going to be it. So, again, I don't like to trade.
Yeah. Once again, because it's crazy, because I feel like everybody is just moving past the trade and just thinking, well, no, it benefits them because XYZ. That's not what I'm arguing. I just don't like the trade because there's no way this one guy is worth all this. There's no way.
Yeah, I think
there's just no way. I'm sorry. Even if the trade does work out for both teams, kudos. I'm glad it does. I want it to work for both teams. I'm just not giving that much for Desmond Bane, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not. Honestly, I might have not even given up picks. Caldwell Pope and Cole Anthony are 2 serviceable players. That's enough for Bane. Yeah. Sorry.
I agree.
What has Bane do, or what has he done where I'm like, oh my gosh, bro, I need to make a Paul George type of trade for this guy?
Yeah. I think they're going to say, I think he was averaging like 25. He hovered over 5 assists. Like, he can move the ball a little bit. But again, it answers a couple holes that you need. It doesn't solidify that you are now going to make it to the finals. And especially with giving up how much you did, I think that's where I keep heading towards, because it was a decent trade. Cool, you got the player you wanted, but to what extent?
My thing, and this is not me attacking you, because I'm just using what you just said to make my point, right? A lot of the issue I be having when I speak to people about sports, and that doesn't mean I think that I'm better than anybody or I think I'm smarter than anybody. I just need people to understand the way I see things. Yeah. I do not see things by stats, right? So cool. Desmond Bane average whatever he averaged at Memphis, and because of that you think he's worth this month? No, I see him as, all right, what does Bane do? And what do I think that production that he makes, what is the value of that? Because now that 25 points, I'm not going to say, I don't want to say I can guarantee it, but I have a good feeling it's not going to be like let me rephrase this, excuse me. The stats that he had at Memphis is not going to be the stats that he's going to have in Orlando, because it's a different system, and you are also not going to be the guy that you were at Memphis. At Memphis, you had to be the number 2, at a lot of times the number 1, because Ja was all in his shenaniganery. You are going to Orlando where you can, at best, like the 4th option. Banchero and Wagner are going to be 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I can probably make the argument that in the system Orlando's running, Suggs is probably going to get the ball before you do. So your stat sheet doesn't determine what your value is. Your value to me is a young, healthy, that is quick, that can run 3-and-D guy, which was Caldwell Pope. Maybe not younger than you, okay? But he probably has, if not the same, a higher IQ, and he's been a champion 2 times. So he knows what is needed to be done to win a chip. And that's the way I see it. I see what is your skill set and what I think the value is, not what the stat sheet says about you. I can care less. We've seen it time and time again with a lot of players. Yo, you kill. Once you move,
yeah.
What happened? Oh, I can tell you what happened. Not the same coach. Not the same supporting cast. Probably not the same system over there.
Yeah.
So now the 6 trades you gave up for one dude, now it doesn't look
as nice. And I get it. I see the idea, because he shoots at 43%. He shoots the 3.
This is. I'm so sorry, I'm cutting you off. This is our argument with Cat at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a great. Now, mind you, the value wasn't that crazy. Like, I feel like it was kind of equal for both teams, like what the Knicks got and what the Timberwolves got in the trade.
Yeah.
But everybody was so stuck on, Cat is a great offensive big man. He could shoot, blah, blah, blah. But what killed you in the playoffs?
Defense. Defense. My boy was getting.
That, obviously, Julius Randle wasn't also giving you. But I think, what me and Eli were trying to say is, like, you're hyping this guy so much, and you probably should, because offensively he is gifted. But what you guys need is defense, not
at that position. Like, I think you got
consistent defense.
I think you got the same player, just a little bit better.
Yeah. And because you just need consistent defense. They think they tried it, which they almost did. They think they got it with OG, McCall, and Mitchell. And listen, when those 3 were on, yes, you got it. But keyword, when they were on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, now Mitchell was a little bit more consistent. I do give a lot of kudos to Mitchell. But unfortunately, between OJ and McCall, you get 1 to 2 games good, and then the next 4 games, it's like Amber Alert.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, no, I'm with you. They were but I think they were so inconsistent because of the play style.
Oh, damn, what a dagger. Not a dagger, but that hurts.
Yeah. I don't think he should have went to Lou Dort. I think he should have went to Ja. That's just my opinion. You gotta let Lou Dort shoot that.
Come on. Mistakes, man. Mistakes.
Yeah, turnovers. Big mistakes. Turnovers.
They were literally just down by 2, and in a matter of 13 seconds, now you're down 7 again.
Down 7. Big turnovers.
Listen,
big turnovers.
OKC, they're fighting, but excuse me. Indiana, they're fighting, but it's what me and Eli are saying. I just think they have enough to seal this game, and they're probably going to go up 3-2, and that's going to really put Indiana in a difficult spot.
In trouble.
In a difficult spot. Another trade that also happened that we also believe was like, what in the happened here? Okay, we're going to switch over a little bit to MLB, and Rafael Devers was traded from the Boston Red Sox to the San Francisco Giants. Let me tell you something. If there was a version of the Luka trade or maybe this Desmond trade, and it literally happened the same day, it's this one. Boston sent their, four-time, five-time, maybe even more than that, all-star. Listen, he offensively, this guy's gifted. Yeah. And I'm not saying he's trash defense. Yes, it's probably average, maybe a little bit below average, but it's not bad. It's not horrible. It's not Gary Sanchez as a catcher.
As a catcher.
You know? But you can pick a lot of, there's a lot of third basemen or first baseman, depending what he's going to play, that play defense way better than him. But you can't really substitute his offense. That's very difficult to do, especially for a Boston team that a lot of times lack offense, right? Yeah. But they go ahead and trade Rafael Devers to the San Francisco Giants, and hear me out. They trade for a starting pitcher whose ERA is above 6. And then another pitcher who, by the way, was sent straight to AAA once he landed in Boston. So literally, San Francisco got Rafael Devers for chips.
Yeah.
For a bag of chips.
And they did it right. Boston screwed him double whammy, bro. And he's not playing third base.
Yeah, no, the thing with him is, I know he wants a lot of the issues that he want to play third base. Hey, Rafi, I don't know if you know, but there's a guy named Matt Chapman that plays third base for the San Francisco Giants. I don't think you're playing third base over there.
Yeah, man.
Again, you might be offensively more gifted, but it is a position that maybe defense is going to be a bigger value. I don't.
You can't miss that.
You can't miss that. I don't think you're touching third base in San Francisco either. Now, you probably are more acceptable to playing on the positions because now you're not with the organization that you dislike. But if you had the aspirations of playing third base, brother,
and they took all the money.
Just be like Vlad. Vlad started as a third baseman. They moved him as first. Now he's ranked as like the number 1 first baseman. Got a nice little contract. Just move to first, bro. Just move to first. Just play first base. It's gonna be easy for you anyways.
Tough.
I'm just saying. What really? Let me not say that. I don't think first baseman.
Disrespecting all the great first basemen. Don't let me go down the list. Don't let me go down the list.
I take it back.
No, man.
I take it back.
There's few now, but he can play first.
The thing is, Boston got fleeced, and they probably don't feel that way. No. They're like, we just got rid of a headache, and we're happy.
Yeah, that's exactly how they feel. And they face each other like you sent me 5 days, popcorn ready.
By the end of the week, San Francisco, I think, flies out to Boston to play the Red Sox, and I'm going to guarantee to you, I'm not going to be watching anything else but that series.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Because San Fran also has, Yastrzemski. I always have an issue saying his name, who was also at Boston playing first base, by the way. And then I think he got traded. If not, he was just let go and then signed with San Fran. So now they end up also getting Devers. Now Yastrzemski and Devers can, tell a bunch of Red Sox horror stories. But now they both have an opportunity to play their former teams and say, this is what you're going to be missing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Buster Posey, who is, a lot of people don't know, the GM of the San Francisco Giants.
What a coincidence.
He goes and wins 3 chips for them. He was retired for a few, and then they appointed him as the GM of the San Francisco Giants. And he's making moves like Willy Adames, Matt Chapman, Yastrzemski, I mean, last year they did have Blake Snell, and now you get Rafael Devers.
Yeah. That's crazy.
If you ask me, he's doing a pretty decent job in the last couple of years.
Money moves.
And right now, even though they lost yesterday, so they should be in second place, but they were tied in first place of the NL West with the LA Dodgers. So
good freaking lay.
Yeah, that was a good lay. Listen, I
told you, Ja Will got some game.
He does. I just I don't really pay attention to but I guess I should.
Ooh,
these are the mistakes. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm just gonna call it
game.
I'm just gonna call it. I think OKC is gonna win this game. Again, with there's 6 minutes left, they're up by 10, and we know with the Pacers that 10 to 15 range is still not safe no matter what the time. But I just don't see it. I just see OKC. I think they understand how they're gonna win this game, and they're gonna make sure that they do.
Yeah.
OKC is probably going to be up.
What's the travel?
It is. I was going to say it while it happened, but I think I was in
I didn't see that. I didn't get to see.
I was in the midst of my take, so I couldn't just stop and say it. I mean, I could have, but I didn't want to.
No, for sure.
But in my mind, trust me, I was like, oh,
that's taking a 1 and then a 2-2-1. Yeah, nah, that's gross.
Yeah.
What also doesn't help is he looked like he don't have that wiggle.
Look,
another turnover.
Yeah, it's done.
Hallie just doesn't look like he has that explosiveness to go. Oh my God, that push is crazy. Yeah, Ja Will is going stupid. So here, I got something to say.
All right,
I'm looking at another JT Jaylen Brown type of scenario.
Okay.
And this is what I mean. You have a guy averaging 35, 4, and you got a guy 27, 4, and 3, field goal percentage like 52. But the other guy like 47. Who do you think gets the MVP? Because if it's gonna be the same, it's looking like Ja Williams. But if we know how the narrative goes, MVP, 47%, 30 points, 4 and 3 is gonna win an MVP. I just want to know what's the difference. Because Ja Williams' numbers are damn near identical.
No, let me one up you.
With a higher field goal percentage.
Let me one up you. Jalen Williams wins Finals MVP. Is SGA going to get the same heat JT got for not getting Finals MVP?
No, he should. He should, bro. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't even think that scenario happens.
No, because people are going to be too pussy about it. They're not pussy to do it to JT, but for SGA, the way everybody keeps mouthing him off.
Meanwhile, if you go stat for stat, Jaylen Brown, JT, Jaylen Brown shot at 50. JT shot at 47. Then he had 30. And he was like, nah. You look at Ja Williams, he's shooting at 50. Well, you got a guy at the moment shooting at 44% from the field. In game 3, he was at 38. And then he had a great game have 35 points at 50%. Do math. It only goes up by 2 points.
Yeah.
He has another decent game or another 2 points. By the end of it, if they win, it's only at 45% field goal.
And let me get gross. The one stat that everybody considers in all sports, NBA is plus minus, and baseball is WAR. I forgot what it is in. I know what it is, but I don't know the name in football. But anyways, the one important stat in NBA is plus minus. Do you want to know who had a not significant, but it was a good enough margin plus minus over the other?
I don't want to know.
It wasn't the Finals MVP.
Just saying. And that's why I get upset with this whole narrative base and the production of the NBA, because they put out the product, they allow what they allow, and then that translates. They allow what they allow. That's the NBA product. That's a foul. That's just being put out there. That's what people are watching. We're watching a bunch of free throws since the 8-minute mark in the fourth quarter. A bunch of fouls. That's the NBA product.
And that's
a bunch of fouls. And then we're then going to be like, we're going to pick our guy, who then again is not doing what the other guy is really doing. I don't know, Papo. I don't know. It's tough to watch.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think we both know how the game is gonna end.
Yeah,
if it ends any other way, I guess this weekend when we come back to record, we'll make a. That's not a foul.
We'll make an apology.
Yeah, but this to me this game is over.
Yeah, over. What we got? So we know that to say sorry. It is 99-113 with 5 minutes left. And let me get it right. 4 minutes and 53 seconds. Hey, to end it all be all, we have Shohei went ahead Monday, pitched 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, and they yanked him.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So before we do end it, let me ask you a question. You think that's worth it?
I don't understand, and I don't understand how you pay this man $700 million and you think you're going to just make it easy and give him simulation games with your ball club and think 2 to 3 innings is going to be sufficient to just go out there. I understand how great he is.
Yeah.
But you can't take shortcuts.
You know what?
You got to go ahead and get rehab starts.
So
everyone gets rehab starts.
You know what probably bites him in the ass is the fact that he's this two-way player. So they're probably looking at it like, why are we going to send you to AAA for rehab starts if you were MLB starter as our DH?
And that's what bites them in the ass, because they're trying to take shortcuts, and guess what happens? You get lit. It's not going to be easy. These guys are professionals, and you're going against the Padres.
Yeah.
Like, do not be disrespectful. Like, don't respect the game, bro.
And potentially also risking that he tweaks it again.
Like,
because, like Eli said, these are MLB pro. This is the show.
Yeah.
So he can't just go out there and pitch half-ass trying to get the feeling back, and then the Padres tee up 3 homers.
Yeah. And that's my thing. Or try to turn it on, trying to get it going. Like, you're gonna throw simulations where it's non-stressful pitches, and then you get your MLB start, and you're going against the Padre lineup.
Listen, you guys have enough players. Just send them to AAA. Just send them to AAA.
Like, you'll be all right letting him have a couple starts.
Yeah.
Here and there throughout. He doesn't have to stay down there.
Does AAA play like MLB where I think they do, right? They play a game almost every day. They have one day off during the week.
And that's what I'm
same way, right?
Yes. And
so send them down for at least a week, maybe 2 weeks. Oh, no, because
every 5 days. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. He could pitch a rehab game, come back up, let him DH, sit him if you want. You know what I mean?
15, but send him down for 15. Let him get 3 starts on. Excuse me. Let him get 3 starts under his belt with a minimum of 3 to 5 innings, so he can get the feeling back. All right, and bring him back up. If you still don't think he's ready, that's fine. He's getting reps in. But now he could go back to being your DH. He got the reps in. Maybe you could have him be a setup pitcher, maybe a long relief pitcher until he's ready to be your starting pitcher. But this whole 1 inning mumbo jumbo because you're afraid of sending him down to the... No.
I think it's a waste.
No, you can't. This is why I'm mad. You can't play with the game of baseball and then tell me, let's put a pitch count because the game is too long.
Yeah.
But then we have managers playing with the game like this.
Taking shortcuts. You can't take shortcuts. I don't care how great he is. You got to rehab. Go take starts. Everyone did.
Everyone.
And I understand how great he is. But again, you don't take shortcuts. You don't take stress-free simulations against your own players and think, oh no, I'm ready to throw in the MLB.
Yeah,
going against freaking Manny Machado and freaking Tatis and think it's no joke.
They're probably, well, yeah, I don't know. Because they're probably going to be like, no, but what's the best, kind of like what's his name? The Bronny James argument. No, but the best way to give him reps is against the pros. Yeah, but then like you're saying, one inning, that's
all you're getting.
That's like laughable.
And that's what they were saying. Oh, he's only got a couple minutes at the end of games. And then guess what they did? They went ahead and they brought him down to the G League and he did his thing. You have to respect the game.
And the process of it.
And I get it. You want to maintain first and have him hit in the lineup, and at the same time, like you can't do all three. You can't.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got nothing. Oh.
He dunked out?
No. Oh, he did. Oh my God. Oh, I need to see that again because, wow. You could tell that was an OKC because if that was anywhere, like if they were at home and that happened.
It would have went bonkers.
Oh, nah.
It would have seen. I waited too long, I guess. Wow. All right, well, listen, like we said before, we think this game is going to be OKC up 3-2. I mean, it's only a minute left and they're up, 17, 13? I didn't see the score. OKC up 3-2. Next game in Indiana on Thursday, I believe it is. We'll see. We'll see. Next time you hear from us, maybe the series is over. Maybe we'll be anticipating a Game 7.
What prediction? What do you think?
I think this is going to be Game 7.
You think there's going to be a Game 7?
I think I'm going to play both. I just think pride-wise, they need to go win this game at home, Indiana. Yeah. And I'm going to play, not yours, I'm going to play the narrative that a lot of people play. The ratings have been low. Let's try to stretch out the series as much as we can.
Yeah.
And allow the NBA to rack up the views and the money that they want to rack up. You know?
Yeah.
So if you see Scott Foster on Thursday, you know why. We all know.
If I see him on Thursday, or if I see him on Sunday,
yeah, we all know what's
we know what's
happening.
Is. When I see that clip of Gilbert, go ahead.
My boy switched jerseys in a matter of.
Did you see the score of the game? The score was 2-0.
And he said, Scott Foster's reffing? Oh, I bet.
Bruh.
Switch from a Pacers jersey to a Thunder jersey.
Yeah.
Literally 13 seconds into the game.
Yeah, he knew what's happening.
Yeah. But hey guys, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you if you're still here, thank you for still being here. We truly appreciate it. I've been saying it multiple times and I'm gonna say it again. If you guys are still here, still listening, still watching, make sure you guys like the episode. Make sure you subscribe to the channel or follow the channel if you're listening on any of the podcast platforms. We would truly appreciate it. It would allow us to continue giving you guys more and better content. That being said, make sure you tell someone you love them. We love you guys. Stay safe out there. We'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.